Did Adam and Eve really exist? Yes, and here's why.
All right, let's see it.
Through science and genetics, researchers were shocked to find out that the entire human race really did come from one man and one woman, that all of us come from the same original mother and father.
So this is obviously a misunderstanding and a misrepresentation of humanity's MRCAs, or most recent common ancestors, and we identify two because we have matrilineal and patrilineal descent. The matrilineal descent passes on mitochondrial DNA, and when we trace it back, we can hypothesize about how long ago the most recent woman lived from whom all humanity today is directly and most recently descended. And so this is our mitochondrial MRCA, which has been nicknamed mitochondrial Eve. Then we can trace the Y chromosome through the patrilineal line, passed down through the father, back to a Y chromosomal MRCA, or Y chromosomal Adam. And this does not mean that these two people had children together. It means that when you trace these two lines back, at some point they all converge on a single woman and a single man, and they probably did not live within thousands or maybe even tens of thousands of years of each other. And they probably lived somewhere between 75,000 to 200,000 years ago. Here's a simplified chart that explains what's going on here. Lines of descent go extinct. They die out. As you can see, all of the women in the chart share DNA that has been represented by the color black here. And so they must go back to a single woman at some point in history who is a part of that black line. All of the other colors have all gone extinct. So think of it like this. If I have a cousin, we share an MRCA, a most recent common ancestor, in our grandfather. Now, let's say our grandfather had a brother and he had children. So we both share a second cousin. And so the MRCA of the three of us would be that great-grandfather. Now, let's say that cousin is in his 90s and passes away and never had any children and also never had any siblings. That means that that line has gone extinct, which means that that MRCA in our great-grandfather no longer counts. Now it's just me and my cousin, and so our MRCA goes back to our grandfather. Similarly, we have lines all around the world that go extinct every generation when people die off without having children. So all the MRCA is hypothesizing is how long ago the most recent common ancestor of all of the genetic material that is still on the earth today existed. And again, it's probably between 75,000 and 200,000 years ago.
Now, evolutionists believe that humans and apes have common ancestry, but we know that we don't come from apes.
It is accurate to say that humans do not come from apes, because it is true that humans and apes share a common ancestry. Just like I do not come from my cousin and I do share that most recent common ancestor in our grandfather.
So when geneticists removed apes from the equation,
at absolutely no point whatsoever were apes a part of the MRCA equation. The common ancestry shared by humans and apes predates our MRCAs by hundreds of thousands of years.
and they just traced human to human ancestry, they found out that this original man and original woman lived about 6,000 years ago.
This absolutely never happened. This is entirely made up.
So according to our own human genetics, we all come from one man and one woman that lived about 6,000 years ago.
This is absolutely laughably wrong.
So the science and the Bible match up.
No, they don't.
Also, archaeologists have discovered the location of the Garden of Eden.
No, they haven't.